So for this next story here, I'm going to recommend that you guys check out this article written by Richard Hanania. Hanania is a formerly far right guy. I mean, I think it's fair to call him like he was a white nationalist or like a neo-Nazi type. He was out there. But recently, he's really sort of turned around. And he wrote this article the other day describing how the media, even though everybody thinks and pretends like the media is massively anti-Trump, they're actually pro-Trump. And his argument actually makes sense to me. His argument is, if you truly covered this man objectively, meaning you just call balls and strikes, you just tell the truth, you just like break down what he says and determines, is it factual, is it not factual? If you do that, your coverage would be 100% negative of him because he says stuff all the time. He is probably the most pronounced pathological liar of all time. And there's a camera on him 24/7, and he does it 24/7. And so if the media was doing their job and telling the truth, the coverage would be literally 100% negative. But they don't do that, and they have to pick and choose their battles. So, for example, Trump can make like 14 decisions, let's say, on one day, where all those decisions are horrible, but the media only covers like one or two of them, right? And so his argument is, when you compare how they cover Trump relative to how they cover any other politician, I mean, think about it. If a Democratic politician says something that turns out to not be true, it's a huge deal, and it's a scandal for like a month. Think about the Barack Obama thing. If you like your doctor, you can keep it. And then when Obamacare fully was implemented, it turned out that that wasn't true. And that was like, oh my God, it was, the world melted down over that. Trump tells 10 lies on a daily basis that are just as bad, if not way worse than that one, and only like one of those lies will get coverage. So functionally, the media is protecting Trump. They are functionally pro-Trump. And I think that's a brilliant point. But we're at the point now, guys, where Trump's lies are just completely and utterly out of control. They're so obvious. I used to say this thing about Trump, that with a pathological liar, I don't think they realize what they're saying or what they're doing. Like they live in this world where they're in this superposition of what I say is neither true or false, it just is. And I create my own reality, right? So his brain doesn't think as he's talking, is this right? Is this wrong? He just goes, right? That was my understanding of a pathological liar. But I have to admit, I think I was wrong. I think it's the case that he's lying and he knows he's lying, and he looks at himself in the mirror every night and goes, I can't believe I'm still getting away with this. I can't believe these rubes are still falling for this. That's what I think he does. So Canada was running this ad on TV of Ronald Reagan basically shitting on tariffs. And it's not hard to find footage of Ronald Reagan shitting on tariffs. He's always fucking hated tariffs. He's always been a hardcore free trade guy. And so they ran that ad. Trump apparently saw it. He was either watching Fox News or watching something, and he saw the ad, and he fucking totally melted down over it, right? And when he saw the ad, he tweeted or truth socialed, and he was like, We're terminating all trade negotiations with Canada because they're fraudulently running an ad, lying about Ronald Reagan, saying he didn't like tariffs. And then he went in front of a camera. He was asked about this, and he said the following. Listen to this. He's asked about Reagan's position on tariffs, and he says this.
I don't know. They cheated on a commercial. Ronald Reagan loved tariffs, and they said he didn't. And I guess it was AI or... They cheated badly. Canada got caught cheating on a commercial. Can you believe it?
He's lying, and he knows he's lying. And in fact, there was a video of him. Remember when he went away for like 6 days randomly, and then he came and did a press conference after that week he was away from the cameras, and he was asked about this video of somebody throwing something out of the window of the White House, and he goes, no, that's AI. That's AI. That's not real. And then he goes on to say, if anything happens that you don't like, you can just say it's AI. You can just say it's AI. And it's like, as Crystal said to me, it's like he had a revelation in that moment. Like, oh, anything I don't like, I'm just going to say it's AI. And here he is going, Canada's cheating, it's AI. That they ran Ronald Reagan's words right back to us. So, needless to say, I feel like I don't even need to play this for you. But this is what Reagan thought. This is not AI. This is what Reagan actually thought about tariffs. Watch.
It looks like they're doing the patriotic thing by protecting American products and jobs. And sometimes for a short while it works, but only for a short time. What eventually occurs is First, homegrown industries start relying on government protection in the form of high tariffs. They stop competing and stop making the innovative management and technological changes they need to succeed in world markets. And then, while all this is going on, something even worse occurs. High tariffs inevitably lead to retaliation by foreign countries and the triggering of fierce trade wars. The result is more and more tariffs, higher and higher trade barriers, and less competition. So soon, because of the prices made artificially high by tariffs that subsidize inefficiency and poor management, people stop buying. Then the worst happens. Markets shrink and collapse, businesses and industries shut down, and millions of people lose their jobs. The memory of all this occurring back in the 30s made me determined when I came to Washington to spare the American people the protectionist legislation that destroys prosperity. Now, it hasn't always been easy. There are those in the Congress, just as there were back in the 30s, who want to go for the quick political advantage, who risk America's prosperity for the sake of a short-term appeal to some special interest group, who forget that more than 5 million American jobs are directly tied to the foreign export business, and additional millions are tied to imports.
So, one more time, here's what Trump said when he was talking about Reagan's position on tariffs.
I don't know. They cheated on a commercial.
They cheated on a commercial?
Ronald Reagan loved tariffs, and they said he didn't. And I guess it was AI or something. They cheated badly. Canada got caught cheating on a commercial. Can you believe it?
He truly has lost all humanity. And there's like no guardrails for him. Not only in the real world are there no guardrails for him, in his own mind, there's no guardrails for him. Like the depths of this man's depravity. And look, of course I blame him because this is in his nature. But honestly, I think I blame even more at this point all of the sycophants around him, all of the people who, cheer on this sort of mentality, all of the media outlets that refuse to tell you guys the blunt and honest truth about Trump. Because any other president, just any given day of the Trump regime, any other president would be torpedoed for one day of Trump's fucked up stuff. And so now add this to the list. Add this to the list of how we have lie inflation. The lies are getting more and more absurd as time goes by because he realizes there's no pushback. There's nobody telling me I can't say this. There's nobody telling me I can't do this. Nobody's going to keep me in check. I'm the world's most powerful man. And so he goes out there and says, I stopped 8 wars. I stopped 8 wars. We went through that one by one the other day. Literally every single one is bullshit. He stopped 0 fucking wars. 0. He also does I got $20 trillion invested in America. 20 trillion. Total fucking lie. Total lie. He didn't even bring a trillion into the country. It's just, he's making it up. He knows he's making it up. He knows that. Then he said, I got gas prices down to $1.99. That's something he said in early 2025 in a bunch of speeches. The actual number, it was $3.17. He said it was $1.99. He also said Ukraine started the war with Russia in February of 2025, completely flipping the narrative of reality on its head. He said that the U.S. sent $350 billion to Ukraine. Meanwhile, the actual number is $130 billion. He said he gave a speech in 2025, and he said he signed a 2020 law for 10 years in prison if you damage a monument. He completely made up signing a law that doesn't exist. There's no such law that exists. I mean, this is where we're at, guys. And shame on every single person around him that allows this behavior to continue, and shame on the media. I mean, you shouldn't have to come here to get a segment on how preposterous these lies are becoming. You really shouldn't. But unfortunately, you do. And it's just, I'm going to say this one more time because everybody needs to hear it. This is what it looks like to have a right-wing postmodernist president. And for those of you that don't know what that means, the gist of it is, if you're a right-wing postmodernist, postmodernism is saying there is no, it's rejecting Enlightenment values, right? There is no objective truth. There's only my truth and warring narratives. And Trump has decided, long ago he decided, I'm not going to live in objective reality anymore. I'm going to live in my own reality that I made up in my mind and repeat it and insist over and over that you need to live in my reality. And he has absolutely brainwashed 37% of the country into chugging his Kool-Aid, joining the fascist death cult, and then here they are. He's destroying the economy. He's destroying the U.S. on the global stage. He's warmongering all over the place. He's shoving innocent people into concentration camps. As all that shit is going on, he can't stop lying. And everybody has to pretend like it's normal. I refuse to do that. Hey y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop. And watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.